Hi there. Welcome to Distance Learning in Physical Education. I'm really excited to just connect and get things going. We have a lot of fun things to look forward to this year. I know it's really different and it will be a little bit of a learning curve as we're increasing our rigor and just giving more opportunities and really kind of learning from what we've already experienced. So I am Mrs. Boguski, and the purpose of this slideshow is to share a little bit about me and a little bit about what to expect for this class. So I've been teaching in Hopkins for the last 20 years now, and I've taught at all levels. I've taught at Hopkins West Junior High, North Junior High, and the high school. I teach health and physical education. I also do another part of my job is through Northern Star Online, and I love it. I found myself at the elementary level last year for the first time, so a learning curve for me, but really fun, and I'm really starting to get the hang of it and enjoy all the young ones. Things I just enjoy myself and things that I do is I actually now I've coached for many, many years, my kids growing up. I have a 14-year-old and a 13-year-old, and I am now done coaching them. And I get to be a cheerleader and watch their sports, which is really fun. I also coach currently at Macalester College. I'm on the coaching staff for softball. So it's something else I do for fun. It is another kind of second job for me. I love camping. So I have a little picture of me sitting by a campfire. We do a lot of camping, and that's one of the things that we got to do a lot this summer. And I like to golf and I like to read. So that's just a little bit about me. I know we won't talk a ton face to face, but getting to know each other will be important. I will see you frequently. I will have similar kind of, we call it screencasting, where I'll have a video of myself within the lesson or just with updates of what's going on. So, all right, this is my family. I have, like I said, a 14-year-old son. His name's Jacob. He's starting ninth grade high school this year. My daughter, Josie, is 13, and my husband, Paul. So this is just some pictures of us doing different things. We all like to do different activities, and we like to fish and all kinds of fun stuff. So I thought I'd share a little bit. This is what my life is like outside of school. As we move forward with distance learning and physical education, this is what I'm starting with. And my hope is, I have this vision of what's going to work, and I really have confidence in my mind that it's going to work great and you're all going to love it. And if things do feel a little off and they're not working well, I want feedback. So please share with me, but let's just start this way and see how it works. And I will offer up different feedback forms probably once a week for the first couple of weeks just to fine tune things and make sure it works for everyone. But when students log in, they'll go through Canvas and they'll have a tile specifically for their physical education course. And they will have, I call this my virtual classroom. It's my own little, if I could make my favorite classroom, what would it look like? And so each of these things are actually learning opportunities. So what we'll find is that students will have, and I'll go through the different options, but it will be student paced. So each week they'll get a lesson when they're in physical education, about just what that lesson is for that week. Or that session, I should say. So it may be 3 or 4 days, it may be a full week, but it is student paced. What we do expect is that students complete we're creating about 2 hours a week of work. So if needed, they want to knock it out on the weekend, that's totally fine. But there is time allowed throughout the week that they'll have specialist time. So that's really probably, if they kind of divide that up throughout the week, they'll have plenty of time to complete this work. All of our work is standard focused. So we have academic standards that we are trying to reach and achieve, and we're doing it in a little different way and doing our best to cover as many as we can. So this is our focus time to really be looking at some standards. You'll have a place that you can click to learn more about the standards for those lessons as well. We do have my goal is to create 2 options. I'm trying to come from a viewpoint of what it might look like at home logistically, helping a student that is distance learning. And so the first option is teacher-led videos through the lesson. So just like this, where you have this video of me up in the corner, I will break up the lesson for the week in maybe 2 to 4 videos, depending on how it makes sense. So the first lesson, you'll see it's broken up into 3 videos. And so I'll have a video of me, and I will actually be clicking on things and talking them through things and talking to them about their learning. Now, there is another option for it's a little more adult-led or a helper-led, or if they're older or they know how to navigate the computer well, or their iPad well, excuse me, that they could probably do it on their own, but there will be some reading involved and some help. So if you did that independently, you would actually open it up where you have this right here, this classroom, and then each of these different things would be hot links. So it says TV, you would click on the TV and it would open up a video. And I think this particular one's like a 2.5 minute video just talking about exercise in the heart. And then the next one is a heart, and that has actual exercise activities for the students to complete. So there's a variety of ways that you can do this, or I give 2 options. One, a little more you can set up and walk away if you need to as a parent, if you're working at home at the same time. And another one is you could be a little more involved in the learning that's happening with your student. So I do ask for your patience as we're working through things. Canvas is a learning curve for us. I think it's going to be great. It'll be a one-stop shop for everyone. But please, again, we welcome feedback. Share with us anything, good, the bad, and just know that constructive criticism is very welcome, and we will do our best to make changes as we see fit. And then that PE this year, or all specialists really, are not graded, but they are expected to complete. So we do want all students to have an experience. Specialist is a really important part of their elementary experience, to have a variety of opportunities to learn in different ways and learn different curriculum. So we do expect that they are working on that. Which then brings me to just laying out what things are going to look like this year for their specialists. Please know this, you look at this and it feels a bit overwhelming. This is not something you need to even ever reference unless you'd like to, because when your student is in the course they're supposed to be in, that is the only thing that will be active as far as we refer to them as tiles in their Canvas setup. So this, I just want you to see what the rotation would look like. So if we looked at first grade, the first graders from September 12th to October 21st will start with PE right here. And then if you move to the next, I'm going to call it like a section, would be Spanish. And then they go to something where it's labeled SS. That we are calling our specialists. It's a specialist studies is what we agreed on. So you'll hear more about specialist studies. And at that time, they will have PE, Spanish, art, and music options. So it won't be a specific lesson pushed out, but something they can explore different options within that and within all 4 areas. So that student would go, or that first grade group would go to their SS time, then art, SS, music, and SS. So what it provides is a focused period, very dedicated to one specialist at a time. And our goal is then to not overwhelm parents and students with too many things to logistically handle in 1 week, but rather they have one thing to focus on. So I hope that makes sense. Again, don't look at this and get overwhelmed. It looks like a lot. Pretty cool colors though. I love the colors on it. But it's just a way for you to recognize and know what are my students going to be doing and what will they experience, because their learning is important to us, and I'm sure it's important to you as well to see what and when they're learning it. So that's what I have for you. I'm really, I know it's all just a bit crazy right now, right? We're trying to figure things out, but I'm excited about the changes we've made and the opportunities we'll give all of your students. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions, and welcome. And I look forward to working with all of you and your students. Bye, guys.